हेलो एवरीवन, नमस्कार। माय नेम इज़ भारत सिंह नेगी और आज हम बात करने जा रहे हैं एक ऐसे प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर के बारे में जिन्होंने काम किया है सम ऑफ द ग्लोबल जाइंट्स जैसे राकुटन, जी, स्पोर्ट्सबल 11। ये एक सीजन्ड प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर हैं जो कि एक स्टार्टअप से एक लीडर की तरह उभर के आए हैं। सो वी आर गोइंग टू डाइव इनटू अ वेरी ग्रिटी एंड इंस्पायरिंग स्टोरी ऑफ विमल चौधरी। Join me in this episode of The Unspoken Pros and please support this channel so that हम उन ऑडियंस तक पहुंच पाएँ जिनकी हम हेल्प करना चाहते हैं, वो बिगिनर्स, वो फ्रेशर्स जो कि इस एक्सपीरियंस से सीख सकें। So enjoy the episode.
When every company talks about DAU, daily active users, monthly active users, why they are not talking about retained customers? Nobody has, right?
Yes.
And who has, they never tell you.
They never tell you. So I think ये यहाँ पर जो डिस्कनेक्ट लग रहा है मुझे, दैट इज पीपल आर ट्राइंग टू टेक लीप्स, बहुत बड़ी लीप्स ले रहे हैं। दे हैव टू स्टॉप एंड थिंक दैट कि ये छोटी छोटी अचीवमेंट्स भी माइलस्टोन हो सकती हैं। नॉट एवरी टाइम यू हैव टू गो रीब्रांडिंग एवरीथिंग, रीडिजाइनिंग एवरीथिंग, यू नो, रिवैम्पिंग एवरीथिंग। छोटी छोटी,
I will tell you something that will break your mind. You might have not heard about this. Have you ever heard about something called the death cycle of a feature?
No, never.
No. Do you think every feature survives on every application forever?
No. I have seen.
Who is measuring that? Nobody, right?
Yes, correct.
I said, who is measuring that? Have you ever seen? Have you ever came across any product?
I've not seen. I've not even heard of it.
I'm completing my 9th year. I'm touching into my experience. I have not heard of it until unless I joined Rakuten. Rakuten has one thing. They have a framework. Any feature, if it stops being used or starts giving me... By the way, how many companies you have worked with that actually captures how many features have been touched by a customer? No one, right? Nobody.
Correct.
Rakuten Japan, when I was working with, I was a group product manager there. I had a team of senior product managers and associate product managers. Whereas in one of my team was only focusing on quality of experience and quality of service. Quality of experience is for customer, quality of service is for my platform. My platform will also have a rating on how much downtime a feature was, how much rage click a feature has got in what time duration, and there is something called site reliability engineering team that takes care of only this segment. That's why they're a huge conglomerate. How many startups have done this? And this comes with a cost. I will mind you, to do something like this is an additional cost to business because this is not paying you money. This is improvement cost. You have to set up resources for that.
Correct.
But who cares? I will tell you who cares about it. There is a company called Funds and Petals in India. They care about it.
Oh.
I have been in discussion with some of their product managers. It's not their product managers who care about it, but it's the owner of the company. He really cares about what cake has gone and what is the feedback. If the feedback is not right, they will send a free cake. And who is being charged for that? Their whole company suffers with the number of replacement cakes they have sent. Because of that, they keep improving the quality of Funs and Petal cake. And you might not have seen any of the bad reviews in a bulk that comes to Funs and Petal. Never.
With that thing they're doing, I don't think आना भी चाहिए कुछ.
Yes. So this is nobody talks about, like how many Funds and Petal product managers you have seen in any of the podcast. Nobody is calling them because they don't want it out in the market. This is the USP. This is the recipe of being successful product. When we were working at Sportbuzz 11, if you remember, we were working on something called loss back insurance.
Yes.
And at point of time, we did not launch it because of the financial constraints. But do you see it's Dream 11? It's there.
Yes, it is there.
Right. Whatever we have brainstormed, it's out there in the market right now, which we had as a part of roadmap.
Already on flights and everywhere I see this.
Right. So now the problem is, this is where people lack, right? This is where the other product managers lack. Vision 11, yes. My 11 Circle, right? When I was at Vijay Bhava, when we were running it across, with a team headcount of 17 people, we were able to do a run rate of 10 CR in a quarter, and with a very bare minimum investment. Strategy. We identified that whole ecosystem works on influencer. We are wasting money on Google ads and all those things. We just invested our money with influencers and started working with them on commission model. Now my retention rate is very high. Why? It's not my customer support guy who's calling people and telling, "Hey sir, I'm really sorry. Can you please play again on my platform and invest money?" No, it's influencer who is saying, "If you don't
Yes,
play on this application, my reputation will be down. Do you want me to take down my YouTube channel right now?" People are like, "No, no, 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 no. We are going to invest today."
the advantage.
Right? So you should know the ecosystem. Who is running what is dependent upon what do you need?
So
On a
future,
fantasy gaming application, what do you need?
yes, yes,
You need player to invest money, right? What do a player need? Player need a team. Where is he going to get a team? Somebody who will tell him what team he has to make.
yes, someone to guide him.
That's what the Guru teams feature on Dream 11.
Exactly.
But any of the product manager you pick from fantasy industry and tell them what is the Guru team features doing about? Hey, Guru teams is just like very good feature. But what is the definition of good feature?
Exactly. So you've talked about a lot. You've talked a lot about monetization and retention things. So what are some of those key metrics that new PMs should learn to track, should love and track deeply? So what are those?
Again, this is very much jargon driven, and let's try to simplify it to
I think
what
this is
people can understand.
more inclined towards someone who is
Yeah.
already working as a
See,
PM rather
I
than
will
the
tell you,
fresher.
the more specific keywords we use, the people get more technical about it, but it's really not technical, it's common sense. Okay. Let me actually explain you the metrics you have asked about, right? Let's start with a very basic thing. The moment you try to build a product, you're trying to solve a problem. Okay. Let's be very simple.
Yes.
Once you find a problem, and let's take a use case with this for very freshers, right? Suppose somebody tries to solve a problem. Let's pick up a problem that freshers might have. That problem can be, I'm a corporate guy, and I don't get to have too much of time to actually go to a restaurant and buy me a food. Okay,
Hmm.
this is my problem.
Yes.
I cannot go. It's 8 p.m. I cannot go. I'm really tired. And even if I go, food is bad. I'm frustrated. I don't get to eat what I want to. Maybe I want to go to McD, but it's 12 kilometers away. How many people? First question is, what is the problem? This is the problem.
Yes.
Now, this is problem of whom? This is problem of a corporate guy right now I'm talking about. I'm not talking about holistic world. This is zero. The zero is a corporate guy. Corporate guy having this problem. How many corporate guy lives in that area where you are, where you are thinking to solve this problem? How many corporate will be like this? This okay. Now, what can be the metrics here? Number. What is your qualifying metrics for research of this whole problem statement?
Hmm.
My metric to identify this validation that is it really a problem or is it just in my head, right? So I will first try to identify number of corporate people who are suffering with this issue, right? Now, under what area? Second metrics. What is the boundary of the problem that you're trying to define? Where will you stop yourself?
Right.
If I don't stop myself, I will think of the whole world will have a problem, right?
Correct.
Where I am trying to segment it. What is the segmentation? Corporate people living in Cyber Jaira area of Malaysia, that is 20 kilometers. How many corporate offices are there, and what is my hypothesis that is built upon how many people will be working in the corporate is the exhaustive number to how many people will have a family, then this segmentation. Second metrics come is first metrics was problem statement. Second metrics is the exhaustive number of people in that area. Third statement is the number of restaurants. There are two entities you are solving the problem. Are restaurants also having a problem with their sales of selling this product to these customers?
Yes.
It's not a one-way problem. These are two stakeholders. Okay. Yes, how many restaurants are in this area? Third metrics, right? What is the number of restaurants into this area? The moment the problem metrics which we are trying to solve right now. Fourth is what is the union of these two problem statement? Union means these restaurants, these people, how much is coming in between. So this in between which is coming across is your playground area, right? Now you have a playground area. Now how do you do the validation? You have to have some certain set of people in that area that says, hey, exactly this I'm looking out for. You have to run a survey. The moment you run a survey between restaurants and these, you will find some number.
Yes.
This is the major make or break of your metrics definition. Abhi tak, what we were doing, we were trying to define a gameplay, a playground. This is now my playground. Now in my playground, where I want to play is now you define your metrics basis on the problems when you're trying to segment. Now you have a lot of survey questions and answers. Now comes What are the, now you have to again define your playground. Your playground is this much. In this playground, what are you going to do? First, I have found these many people. First is, how do I get these people to an application or a place where I'm going to connect them? What is that interface?
Yes.
If that interface is an application, is a mobile application or a web application, I don't know. Okay, I'm just going very straightforward with a very basic statement. Okay,
Yes. Yes.
let's say you say these people have mobile phone where I can reach them very best way, right?
Easily.
Which means what? Mobile phone is what? Activation. Is it? It's my activator to communicate this with the end guy who is having a problem.
Correct.
Here you start defining your metrics. Here the game plays starts, right? Now, what is the metric? How many number of customers do I have? Right? How many devices are active? For device activation, you should know who is that guy. How many signups did you get on the platform? Right? So activation then comes once you activate a customer, then comes again activation will have numerous metrics that define again basis on what kind of business you are into. It will not be similar to all of the business because of the user journey. What is essential for a customer to come on your platform? What is essential for you as a company to verify it as a customer so that you don't come under trouble? What is the activation metrics for a restaurant? Because you're also onboarding restaurant. There are two use cases you're talking about, right?
Yes.
Activation, once somebody is activated, he has that device, the powerful tool in his hand where he can make a decision to buy anything. How is going to engage? Engagement, right? Now
Yes.
we think about engagement. What are the engagement metrics inside it, right? Engagement metrics can be good photos, display, how you're displaying your restaurant, basis on location, basis on star rating, basis on pricing, basis on what, that is the decision making part of it, right? Engagement, how you're engaging that customer into that whole overall time duration you've got in your hand. Third part comes is again engagement will have various metrics depending upon, I'm
Yes.
telling you the
Yes.
overall helicopter
So
view
it's
of it
it's
in
like
which
removing layer by layer of every part that goes through the journey.
exactly
Yes.
right. Then comes activation engagement, then comes monetization. How are you monetizing it? Are you showing some ads to reduce some price for the customer, canceling the GST part for the restaurant or CGST part? How is that monetization cycle working for him? How is it more convenient for him to pay? Are you giving lazy pay option, simple pay option? Are you giving Paytm? Are you giving phone pay? Are you giving credit card payment? Are you giving cash on delivery? What are the engagement options? Right? And then comes
Yes.
monetization, then comes its retention. You are monetized, right? If you take the hooked model of product, how it works on the same way. No, you engage, somebody gets a reward, and after that getting that reward, why he gets a reward? To do some action he gets a reward. Once he gets the reward, he again comes back to you because he wants to get rewarded again.
Yes. Yes.
And that's the retention cycle. And then everybody comes into the same loop. Now you solve the problem,
Correct. So
and that's the metrics goes around in the
I
same
think
way.
you have very well defined that every stage. What I have seen कि मुझे difference कहाँ लगा कि preconceived notion of matrices that are already that we search कि मैं खुद देखता हूँ कि यार chat GPT पे देख लेता हूँ कि what matrices should I track. Rather than that, we should focus on the journey. वहाँ से you should drive the metrics and
I
layer
will
by
show
layer you should.
you something for your podcast
Yeah.
that will blow your mind, and for the people also who are going to watch this, and they might like
So
it.
much
This is
revealing.
yeah.
That is
So
so nice.
this is recently I have been helping Noise brand, which is based out of Gurgaon, Noise Junior. Wait, let me share my screen. This will take your. This will actually show answer your question very easily. What you're trying to understand,
Oh, the moment of
and
truth.
yeah, the truth revealing part.
Yeah.
Just give me a minute. Let me know when you can see my screen.
Yes, it is visible.
It's visible, right?
Yes.
So when you actually research about something, uh, this is the overall population. This is your playground, okay? And you're trying to solve a problem. You don't know the problem. Here we don't know the problem. This is the total states in India. This is the population. This
Yes.
is the percentage of 6 to 12 years of kids, and then comes the parents. Then this is the rural and urban penetration, and this is the GDP mapping for 2022 to 2024.
Oh.
And after doing this much of work, you actually land onto something called, you will always have to identify, no, you will churn this number. This is a very big playground. This is the overall exhaustive data.
Yes.
Then you try to reduce it. The problem statement here is to identify if we can cater the watch market in India, and how big is the watch market in India for the kids category, okay, who are 6 to 12 years old. This was what we are trying to solve and brainstorm, right?
Yes.
And after this, the end result is you have to identify what is the total operational market, because you don't want to straightforwardly get it. So service addressable market, what do we have, and what is the OPAM, right? This is the first step, okay. Then you go for what is available in the market, right? These are the brands available in the market: Noise Shampoo, Explorer, InfoWatch, and you do the benchmarking metrics, right? This is the benchmarking, and where are they available, where they are sold, right? This is the second step.
You did this by doing your background research of everything.
Yes.
And this part involved talking to people as well, the local users and all that.
Yes, it includes talking to vendors who make watches based out of China, Japan, Malaysia, Philippines, Hong Kong. And second step is identifying what's available online. Like, it is straightforwardly primary and secondary research of the data, to combine all of the data at one place to identify what is the operational watch. Okay, this is very senior level of work. This is for the category lead of a. So this is like if I have to be product lead of Noise Junior category, this is the job I would be doing for Noise Junior Kids category, right? Mm-hmm. Then basically the application also, because this is the activation part, right? Watch anybody will buy, that's okay, but what's your retention? Watch is not going to give you retention. Retention is something that will be with something that is always be with them. That is what a mobile application that stays with them. Yes. That becomes your upselling factor as well, right? And then benefit. Out of that, what is the benefit that customer is getting, right? Health and fitness tracking. Under health and fitness tracking, what are the different type of features which are available out in the market, right? Educational and lifestyle, what are the available features available into the market, and which watch category is selling it, right? Then communication and app ecosystem. For communication, what are the available features which are into the market? Then categorizing again, once you have a problem statement, then you identified what is available into the market, then you pick up every category and try to take a deep dive into it. What more, keep asking what more, right? That is going to the lower depth of your understanding. Then hardware and sensor integration. What hardware and sensor integration do these watches have, right? Later on, once you have done with this, then you do the persona design, what we discussed, right? Skilled for different type of kid, right? This is like 6 to 8 year old kids. 6 to 8 year old kid, right? 7 to 8 a.m. what they do, 8 to 9 a.m. what they do, 9 to 10, 11 a.m.
This is crazy, yaar.
Asking questions. This is answers from kids and their parents, right? This is 8 to 10 years old kid, 10 to 12 year old kid. Why? Because I have to solve this problem for what we started 6 to 12 years. 6 to 12. I cannot straightforwardly go to 6 to 12 year as a one segment. I will always divide it into 1 to 2 year of the segmentation, because everybody has a different routine.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Different maturity level everybody goes across, right? After this kid's routine, I also want to know what are their weekend routines. One is the weekday routine where they are going to school, they are engaged in their daily activity, but they have 2 different other days where they are very differently than other days. This is Saturday, Sunday routine, right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday. When they have a holiday, what they do, what are the activities they are engaged into? Commute to school hour, lunch, or wake up, morning hygiene, light exercise, breakfast, or wait. This is Monday to Friday routine, sorry. Right? This is Monday to Friday routine. And these are the type of user persona we are talking about, which we're discussing, right? Yes. Academic enthusiast, sporty kid, tech savvy, creative artist, social butterfly, quiet observer. These are the type of kid. What do they want to do? What is the definition of it, right? And then this is the routine. Wake up, have breakfast, commute to school hours, home, right? And then who are their parents? Right? Who are the decision makers, right? Who will buy them a watch? Right? What is their income group? Who is the primary actor? Who is the secondary actor? Somewhere there is a mother primary actor, but somewhere there is a father primary actor. Where a father is a primary actor, where is a farmer. Where father is a primary actor, where he's into corporate. Correct. Right? Where father is a primary actor, where in a suburban area. metro cities both are primary actors. They divide their responsibility,
Yes.
which means decision making is going to rely into their hands, right? Then Monday to Friday, parents' activities with the kids, how they are involved with their kids, understanding that metrics and their relation and their engagement. What are the concerns that they have about their kids? What are the like things they would love to know about their kids, right?
Correct.
And then school, what are they doing into the school? What is the involvement of a teacher with kid? What is the involvement of a parent here? What is the involvement of a kid, right?
Correct.
And
That is
doing
correct.
this research without looking anywhere, gave us what? Gave us a new market, that there can be a watch category segment in India that actually can be a medium between parent, school, and teacher. There is
Yes.
no other watch company doing this.
Correct.
And there comes parents'
Teachers.
needs and teachers' needs and want, right?
No.
And I will blow your mind in the next 3 minutes. Okay,
Right.
this is how you define the Northstar metric, which I was talking about. After this much of research, only you will be able to identify that the length of product is number of families activated and revenue generated from them, features actively used by the family. Breadth is the user adoption, revenue from expanding user base and use cases, frequencies, recurring revenue generated from per user. Okay, this is based on the business. But key metrics, what are the key metrics? Right? Multifunctional feature bundles, total revenue from the active families, revenue per family for both parents actively engaging, and monthly subscription values. Key metrics and financial targets. Okay, this you will define basis on. Again, I don't want to show this. That's why I'm moving out. It's confidential, right? But yeah, this is how the sub metrics contributing the North Star, right? Core pillar is what? Safety and connectivity. Safety and connectivity is the fear factor that sells to parents about their kids and is a fear factor for a school to sell it across, right?
Yes.
Education and development is a fear factor for a kid, that I will more educated, I will have more development over me. Health and well-being is a passive fear factor for all of them, for the kid as well. Number of steps I have. See, look at my watch. I'm very much active than you. Those things. Engagement and retention is the last part. Now, this leads to what? This leads to a teacher app. These are exhaustive feature. This leads to watch features. These are the exhaustive watch feature: home, school, activity, fun, emergency, camera, contact, alert, habits, reward, D&D, voice, game, time, alarms, weather. These are feature. This is problem solve. These are benefit. And what I was telling you about activation, engagement, monetization, retention. If a feature you write as a product manager, as a fresher, as an experienced, as a head of product, director of product, you cannot define this. You are doing a useless thing just to impress anyone. That is not at the end of the day going to give you money. That is just you are trying to do ego massage or a hippie method that you want to do across, right?
Yes. Finally
Parents
the
have-
truth which needs to be told.
Yeah, this is the roadmap. As we do road mapping, this is MVP1 launch, which I was telling you about. Validating,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
What is the key KPI? This is my milestone. 90% accuracy if I get, 80% accuracy if I get, answered percent of queries answered by AI. Average leaderboard engagement if it is 60%. Monthly active devices is 70%. Monthly transaction is 300 rupees average. If this is not done, I will never consider my MVPs to working well. I will never go to the launch phase.
So you'll go back to the board.
I will again go back to the whiteboard and try to solve that problem again.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And
Agreed.
if I do this, if my roadmap is done, then I define what exactly is the overall feature, what is the product development, market strategy, sales and hardware and supply chain. After that, which I said will blow your mind, is this. If you know your product well, you can actually make this overall parameter on which you are trying to do understand your product feature. Basic geo attendance accuracy, GPS connectivity, NFC reliability. What is that metric I'm going to measure? Percent of correct attendance log, percent of successful GPS connection during school hours, success NFC fallback into the network areas, data accuracy, UI responsiveness, AI accuracy, multilingual support, reward calculation accuracy, and it just keeps going on.
With this much of research, मेरे को तो लगता है कि आपने थोड़ा कम ही बनाया roadmap. You could have built for next 200 years.
This is sadly this is my
this is humongous. Oh
yeah,
my God.
this is L1, L2, L3 system framework to maintain quality of experience and quality of service for customer scale. What is L1? L1, what is definition of L1? What are the responsibilities? What is the experience scenario? These are the example: login issues, app crashes review, fixing error GPS tracking, resolving an update bug, persistent server downtime, backend algorithm, buddy AI, metrics for QA's escalation. What is the escalation metric to which department it will goes? Who will solve it? How fast? So that Noise as a brand can always be ahead of time of any of the company that exists to this ecosystem. This is how you do it,
Damn,
right?
bro.
Right?
This
This
is
is
way,
daily,
way off,
weekly.
something which I can ever imagine. Or some of the PMs, or I say in today's time, most of the PMs could ever imagine. So this is the real groundwork that needs to be done to be called as a real product manager, rather than doing some fancy work to impress someone,
Correct.
or
This is no
staying.
jargon. This
Oh
is
my
no
god.
jargon.
Oh my
This
god.
is real assumption hypothesis. Meghalaya 20%. Be realistic. Meghalaya will not going to buy your product. They don't have that much of income. They don't care about this. Mizoram is not going to buy. Nagaland is not going to buy. Odisha is not going to buy. Punjab, yeah, they will buy 50%. You can target. Rajasthan 25%. Sikkim 25%. Tamil Nadu 50 to 75%. Being realistic 50%.
Yes.
40% of
Yes.
Bengal. Delhi 100%. If you cannot take fully urbanized, because Noise has an office in Gurgaon.
Yes,
If you
exactly.
can't leverage your connection
So
in an
it's your
urbanized
audience.
area that is in
Basically,
NCR,
Noise, you call Gurgaon and Delhi your own audience.
yes, right? And this is basically the framework to control, and this is the review, how you take the how you increase the reviews and the feedback mechanism for the product, and basis on that you have a go to market, right? That is reach, impact, confidence, RISE framework, which we have heard of.
Yes.
Rewards, and this is the confidence, and this is my score. What is the total score coming across? What is the average? Basis on that I will pick up the
Very
feature and
realistic
then
approach. Yes, very realistic approach. I
yeah,
think this
and
this all
basis
this
of
thing
this,
can come from the experience that you have gone through. It's not a day night's work, overnight work, and then you come up with this. It's like taking huge risks and working on multiple projects and with multiple failures, and after that you reach this stage. Hats off.
obviously, and then I will show you the how the pretty side of it looks like. So once you are done with this, so here it comes the final thing, which every product manager want to do. So this is what you see. This looks this cute, and this easy. This is the end result, right? The market
Yes,
size, market opportunity assessment is this. This
something
is very easy.
seeable.
Yeah, these are the prime user persona. This is daily routine. These are the insights. Secondary user persona. These are again insights. Key area for products, parents, market, problem statement, school as a new market segment, which we identified there as a result, right? How it works, teacher companion app, smart features, companion app, parents benefit, right?
Yes,
This
yes.
and
और this is
and
a beautified version of something which you have shown. Like back
yeah,
end वाला देख
this
लिया, अभी
is
front end वाला देखो.
yeah. Yeah, and this is what you see that comes as a marketing placement. This is what kid sees, right? This is wannabe for a kid. This a kid would look at it and buy watch. So this is exactly how it is done, and this is at the end of the day. These are the prices, and how we reach out to the prices. Now you know, which we did in the first Excel sheet. What I was trying to do,
Yes,
right? This is
yes.
the pricing. This is the roadmap. Quarter one, quarter two, right? Quarter three, quarter four, and next year, what exactly? And then there's this is the cute thing that comes out when you do this much of work, right?
That
So
is that is something which I really wanted to cover and show to my audience, that what a real product manager does and what should
yeah,
not be done, and what 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 there really is in the market right now is not something which should follow blindedly. ये चीज़ मुझे कवर करनी थी कि अनस्पोकन प्रोज का मतलब ही यही है कि यार देर आर प्रोज बट यू आर नॉट लुकिंग केयरफुली अराउंड यू. दिस इज रियली
see,
मीनिंग.
if somebody would have done it, they would tell you, right? If somebody
Yes.
has not done it at all, what you will do? You will just go somewhere, try to help someone read something, and tell them this is how it is done.
आई थिंक वही कल्चर बन गया ना कि आप
Yeah,
जब आपका मेंटर ही 10% जानता है तो आप 5% जानोगे, आप किसी को सिखाओगे 2.5%, फिर वो कम होता
correct,
रहेगा.
correct. Because
That's really amazing.
also it's also dependent upon the battle that anybody is fighting. Maybe your head of product has a revenue battle on his head and is trying to just do something that makes quick money, right? And but the culture should be more driven by revenue will come. See,
Yes.
if you solve the problem, revenue will come. That's not the problem, but people don't understand. People just understand that if some brand is doing that, let's imitate that. That's going to make us money. Yeah, that makes money, but the longevity of that revenue is not that consistent and recurring. That is just so. Junior product managers coming into the ecosystem, I would just say them
मेरा
very
एक
simple
पर्सनल
three
क्वेश्चन था
things.
या मेरा एक सिंपल
Yeah.
क्वेश्चन था आपसे,
Yeah.
समथिंग विच
Please.
इज़ ऑलवेज ऑन माई माइंड. तो कि आपको क्या लगता है कि when you release something, when you check out the data,
Yeah.
what amount of intervals or what amount of interval is sufficient कि यहाँ पर हमें डेटा चेकिंग की ज़रूरत है. समथिंग ऐसा है कि हमें रोज़ ही ट्रैक करना चाहिए, रोज़ ही हमें चीज़ें देखनी चाहिए, या फिर देयर शुड बी सम पर्टिकुलर पीरियड ऑफ टाइम जहाँ पर हमें डेटा एवेलुएशन करनी चाहिए कॉम्प्रिहेंसिवली, एंड वी शुड डिस्कस इट विद स्टेक होल्डर्स.
I would suggest this is not only product manager's job. First of all, this is something this you might have also seen across in our roadmap whenever at Sport was 11. Every department should, so product manager should think what metrics to be controlled and fixed by whom. Like number of customer support tickets. Yes, it's a responsibility of a customer support team, but a product manager's responsibility to identify in a scope what are the recurring problem and how it can be solved in the product. That is the only guiding stone. Second thing is, again, some metrics you should watch daily. That is basically the core of your product. The core offering should never be neglected on a weekly basis, bi-weekly basis, mid-weekly basis. No, what has happened in last 24 hours, what is happening, what has been the correct thing, what has not been the correct thing, should be the one. Again, activation is something you can always check in a weekly basis, bi-weekly basis, or something as on a mid-weekly basis. That is totally okay until unless your marketing campaign is about to go live or is live. If it is live, it should be daily basis. If it is not live, it's an organic growth coming across. Until unless there is a huge decline or a huge fall down you're looking at, it's okay. You can just be chill around with it. You don't need not to check it. Then comes the engagement metrics, which is the major part. The core is always an engagement. Monetization, activation is because of engagement only.
Yes.
Retention, leave it right now. Okay. Engagement is something you should have a track record, which should be particularly defined and segmented in a very good way. Like, for example, engagement can be into multiple ways. You can have engagement related to discovery of the product, trying of a product, adding it to the cart is the engagement part till it is added to the cart. Added to the cart to the monetization is something. So engagement again depends what should be taken care on daily basis, what should be taken care on mid-weekly basis, what can be taken care on long-term basis. Long-term basis is something, it's okay if I watch at like what is the activation to engagement rate for the customer in a monthly basis, because it will give me good idea. Not everybody starts transacting on a platform on the day one. No, that's okay. For segment of customer which you say as an active customer, daily active customer, or the highest density customer,
Right.
every metrics pertaining to them is very much important to you, because this is the only retained customer segment which you're going to have. From that inspiration to coming to a middle level of casual or bypasser users, you can always keep a check in certain time frame that you want to check across.
Right.
Then comes the churned out customer. Churned out customer always should be checked on a weekly or mid-weekly or monthly basis, depending upon what is the next strategy to take them back into the game. Why exactly they went out of your overall ecosystem. Then comes the retention metrics. Retention is something, again, you have to check it on the weekly basis, because daily basis, if you're going to check, mostly you're going to have a bad direction to chase across. This is not something you can change on daily basis. So retention is something that you can always look at monthly or quarterly or yearly basis also is okay, because that's not something that is going to. But yeah, if you are working in a niche like Nike or like Puma, if there is a new launch going on for the new product, retention is the only key and positive factor that will always give you more customers from that bucket, and that you should always look at the GTM or go to market.
So everything depends on like what's the priority, and then you prioritize it. Based on that, you give it a time frame that when
Correct.
it should be tracked and what's
Correct.
important.
If product is under development phase, where you think your major problem solving features are not out yet, it is always advisable to take a look at the features which are currently getting the users. So normally, okay, let me put it very simple. Whatever is getting you bread and butter, whatever is giving you that attention, whatever is it your talkativeness? If you are very talkative and it's giving you attention, be more talkative. Just look at it. how I can be more talkative, how I
Agreed.
can get that,
Agreed.
right? But if it is something like you being very silent, you are very charismatic, be more charismatic, right? I would be more charismatic every day because that gives me attention. As simple as that. So any
Correct.
baby product that is out in the market, look out what exactly is making people to look at my baby. That you can never ignore. Ignore it and just look at your product moving out of it.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct. Nice. So, we will move towards a very interesting, that is a quick fire round, quick rapid
Okay.
fire rounds, and this will be wrapping up of this
Sure,
podcast.
sure. Yeah.
So, my first question to you in rapid fire is one product you wish to build.
One product I wish to build, I'm already building. I'm building a product cafe for the same audience that you're trying to cater. And
Okay.
it's been my fourth year in solving this problem. I really want to make life easy for the product managers, junior product managers especially, where they don't have to go to any of the edtech portal or something and pay money, but experiment themselves a product. And this will be called as the Fast PM program. This is not an education program, but this is a tool that I'm trying to build on which any of the PM can come and make their own product without coding. This is a no coding platform for any
Okay.
of the PM. And I am trying to specialize it into the product marketing and techno functional products, product people, and also for the general product managers, because we are into the era where product managers are actually, I can see, going towards the side of the mini CEO. So why mini CEO? Start your own brand, start a small brand, try to solve that problem. Because if you have been, so most of the PMs who don't talk about, but I get into discussion. I am part of a lot of product communities where I try to solve problem for these PMs. The only problem is mostly people say that we are in a hippie culture. My manager does not allow me to do this. My manager does not allow me to do this.
Yes.
So you just go play around with the feature. Just put it live into the market. Just let's see what happens, right? It is a marketplace where anybody can come and try anything. If it helps, they can use it, they can even pay it. So because
Crazy.
I am just stuck at a point where I'm not getting a validation. My validation metrics are currently under a huge so numbers that I'm trying to meet across is not meeting, and hence my product is not live out into the market. I will keep wasting my next
Correct.
6 7 years. I don't
Correct.
care. But yeah, it's my baby product. I would like to build that.
So,
Yeah.
one mistake freshers often repeat.
One mistake's biggest mistake is imitating someone else, not try to being themselves.
Oh.
Straightforward.
A PM myth you want to bust.
PM myth I want to watch. PM don't always do just meeting just for the sake of doing meeting. PM are not the most jobless person in your office. They make
Okay, so book or resource every PM must read.
hooked. My favorite, Barking at the Wrong Tree by Eric Barker, and last one is Vision. These are the three books I would suggest.
Right. So, and finally, if someone is listening who is just starting out and feeling lost, what would you tell them?
As a product manager, if they're
Yes,
feeling
as a
lost,
product manager.
I would just suggest to try to actually answer these three questions: what, how, why. You're sorted. What makes you feel lost? Why you're feeling lost, and why are you feeling lost? If you try to just ask yourself, you will never be lost. You will just go back to the same drawing board, and you are always fixed.
Okay, that was nice. Then Vimal, this was very packed with insights and honesty. Thank you so much for sharing your journey with us. And to our listeners, if this conversation helped you in any way, share it with fellow aspiring PM. This is season 1, which continues with more unspoken pros from the world of product management. विमल, मेरा इसलिए मन नहीं करता आपसे कभी बात ख़त्म करने का, बिकॉज द वे ऑफ एक्सप्लेनिंग थिंग्स और जो एक्सपीरियंस मुझे मिलता है ना सुनने से, दैट इज़ नेवर एंडिंग. तो मुझे तो मन ही नहीं करता, बट somehow due to
That's
limitations
very
of
good
all
to
these things
hear
तो
if
करना
you
पड़ता
are
है.
honest.
यार सीरियसली यार, मतलब मैं तो काम कर चुका हूँ आपके साथ, मुझे तो पता ही है.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that is something which I really experience every time, and I do not want you to stop. So, but limitation है तो इस वजह से ही. But
No
Vimal,
problem.
this was
That's
highly
really
packed with insights, and thank you so much for sharing all this information. I think you have given this podcast more what I had asked from you. Thank you
No
so
problem.
much.
Cool. Really nice talking to you. Thanks for being very kind for with me so far and bearing up along with me.
Yeah.
And mostly yes, I'm a chatterbox. Everybody was so. Thank you very much, Bharat. It's been a good time, and I really hope everybody gets help out of it. And if anybody has questions, you can put down on comments, and you can reach out to me, and then we'll try to help them
Yes,
across.
definitely. I'll put your LinkedIn ID as well as the email. People who want to contact to Vimal for any queries, any doubts, you can directly contact
I
him.
have a community of 10,000 people so far on LinkedIn. Anybody who feels like they can come across
That
and be
is
a part of
awesome.
it.
That is awesome.
Sure.
Thank you, Vimal. See you.
Thanks, Bharat. Nice talking to you, man. Thanks. Bye bye. Have a good
Thank
day.
you.
Ta-ra.